What's up guys? I got a request for a video. Can you do a tutorial on the two-toned hood? This comes from Andrea Cristiano. She commented on the blue Lexus vinyl wrap video I did a while back. I'm gonna show you how to do them today. I'll also be showing you guys what I've been working on. This is the Tech Wrap Super Gloss, and I'm gonna talk about the positives and negatives with this material. Whether you wrap cars or you wanna learn how to wrap cars, 3M knifeless tape is a must-have tool in your toolbox. If you don't use it, you need to learn how to use it. Wrapping a car requires knifeless tape, no matter what anybody tells you. Yes, it's possible to wrap a car without this, but you're gonna be running the risk of cutting the paint up and or making your life a lot harder than it should be. This stuff costs like 30 bucks a roll. Just pick some up. I'll leave a link in the description below. We're gonna be using it today. We'll also be using a regular blade, a squeegee with a clean buffer on it, and that's really all you need for this job. I'm gonna show you on the Beamer hood. I don't have a Lexus in front of me, but it's pretty much the same concept. You're gonna follow the contour line and you're gonna lay the wrap down on both sides. Still had some scraps of this blue. It's a really nice color, and if you're interested in getting it on your car, let me know. We're also gonna need some black for the center. I think I got some up top. Obviously not gonna use a full piece, but you'll understand what I mean when I put it down. As always, before you start a wrap project, make sure the car's clean. So this is isopropyl alcohol and water. Once your hood's clean, you're gonna use your knifeless tape along the body line of your car. Focus. So basically it's a tape with a little piece of thread in the middle of it. And when you pull the thread, it rips the vinyl and you get a clean cut. And you're gonna wanna leave about a couple of inches, 2.5 to 3 inches of extra length on both sides. Trust me, you don't wanna cut it short. If for any reason it gets crooked, you can kind of tell this is a little off. You can lift it up and straighten it out till you get it right. And then just kind of rub your finger over it before we get started. And yeah, just have a little bit of extra everywhere. All right, so you lay down your first strip and you want to do the outside first. And so the top piece can actually overlap this piece, which pretty much means there's less chance of water or dirt getting into it. But I'll explain that once I get it all done. So start off with the side piece. Yes, you could do the whole hood blue. I think it's a waste of material. Don't do that. Just do the parts you need to wrap. And it's probably easier too, if you get rock chips in the future, to just replace this piece instead of replacing the whole hood. Alright, so you lay your first piece down, and now we have the knifeless tape. For knifeless tape, you pull this back. Sometimes you can remove the thread before you hit the vinyl. I've gotten to the point where I just remove it with the vinyl. I'll show you what I mean. Some people will start right there to pull the thread off. I get all the way to the vinyl and then I start pulling. Hold it with one finger and then pull the other end, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay, so knifeless tape. This is why you want to leave a lot of slack here. You want to leave enough length on it. So some people do this, and you can do it too. Kind of hold it there before you reach the vinyl, and then pull the thread. Nothing wrong with that. That works. For me, 60% of the time. This one works 90% of the time, and that's just pulling it all the way to the vinyl, holding the vinyl and the thread, and the knifeless tape together, and then just giving a little tug, and that's it. All right, and pull. All right, well, let me try that again. Again, if you ever have to stop, I got the thread now. Just put your finger on the vinyl and then pull. That's done. This is cut straight, and all you have to do is just slowly peel the vinyl that you don't want away from the vinyl. And the thread. And now you have a clean cut. But again, be careful. This edge is still lifted, so you want to go over it and just very slowly lay it down. If you try to go fast with the buffer or use too much pressure, you're going to add wrinkles, and you don't want it. Got this excess pieces. I'm going to finish these cuts because that's real easy, and then we'll move on to the second piece. Make sure your corners are clean. It's tough on a white car, so you can make sure you cover every edge. This is good. That's pretty much the gist of it. You're just going to do it again on the inside. So now we're going to do the black piece on the inside with more knifeless tape running along this edge, and I'm going to show you exactly where to put the tape. Okay. So you want to run the edge of the tape right along the edge of the vinyl. And you see where the thread's going to be is kind of maybe 1/8 of an inch over on the vinyl. That's exactly what you want. It'll be some overlap, but the contour, the body line will hide that. So pretty much just the knifeless tape goes right on the edge. So you got your black piece laid on, and you want to make sure that the vinyl sits flush with the knifeless tape. You don't want the knifeless tape to be in a gap or in a bubble, because that is going to ruin your vinyl as well. It'll rip it just like paper. So run it all the way to the edge. Don't leave any gaps. That gap is fine because we're going to lift it there and pull again. So that's okay. You want to remove it fast, but remember on the ends, when you get to the end, stop. If you get a little too happy and rip, you might rip a little more than you thought. And then the leftover green. This is why you want to do the outside first, because the black is going to overlap. And we want it to overlap to seal that blue piece in. And again, just go real slow when you're finally smoothing it out. It's not too late for there to be wrinkles, so just go slow. You can even see it. you use a buffer, just go slow. This is going to overlap this one. So now if it rains, the rain's just going to pour over. It's going to pour over. It's not going to put extra stress on that seam. Whereas if we did this piece first and then laid this piece on, totally possible to do, but there's a higher chance where dirt can get under that edge or seam and water will get in there, and then eventually you're going to get some lifting and pulling, and it's not going to look pretty anymore. So just be safe and do the outsides first and then lay the final piece last. Andrea, hope this helped you out, and anyone else who was curious about how that gets done. It's really not that hard to do, but again, it's all in your tools. Knifeless tape is going to make your life way easier if it comes to wraps. This stuff will make roof wraps easy, fender wraps, door wraps, anything. Because if there's a gap or if there's anything you need to cut, this will cut it for you way better than you can. If I did the whole hood, I would have did this side, I would have did blue, and then I would have did blue, and then did this piece black. Outsides first, and then the big piece in the center. If you have questions on wrap stuff, let me know. I'm still learning. There's always more to learn. You never stop learning when it comes to this stuff, because every day there's more cars being sold, more cars being made where bumpers have yet to be wrapped, or certain door handles, or anything. I know pretty much the basics, and there's always some certain skills that help out in certain situations. But again, if you have a comment on stuff like this, feel free, and I will do a video on it. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I recently did one on a mirrors on a Volkswagen, and here's another one. If you like these kind of videos and this helps you out, I'll do more of them. Just request them. That's what I'm here for. If you're still watching the video, this is Tech Wrap's Super Gloss HD series. This is Super Gloss Khaki Green is what this is. And positives, obviously you can tell, has an amazing gloss to it. This car is dirty, by the way. I've driven this, and it still looks real glossy, even glossier than my paint. It does stay relatively clean for some reason, which is cool. You can even add like a ceramic coating to help along with that. It is a little difficult to install. I will admit, this stuff does require patience. Lots of patience. This stuff has to have a nice clean surface, because it will show everything. Every tiny bump, every tiny rock chip, everything, this will show. If you're a stickler for the details, this is probably not the wrap for you. This doesn't hide anything, but it does look very great from 3 feet away. If you get real close to it, you could probably see that there are some minor imperfections underneath. Which honestly, the wrap makes the car look a whole lot better, because there's key marks and dings, and apparently, I mean, and honestly, I can't really tell from here. But I will tell you this stuff has a high tack when you install it, which means it sticks right away. It does not like to be lifted up. Once it's lifted up, you can guarantee it's gonna have an adhesive line wherever you lay it down again. Adhesive lines are gonna happen, and this one, it might drive you nuts if you try to avoid them. I do believe this vinyl is probably better off being installed by 2 people. I can get it close. I'm gonna try to practice a little more, and maybe there's something that, some other method I can do to actually help out with the adhesive lines. That's the one thing that I am getting a lot of, where this vinyl just, you can't lay it, if you're gonna lay it down, you gotta lay it down. You have to commit, because if you pick it up, or even before you lay it down, if there's any type of stress on the vinyl, it's gonna leave a line. Let me see if I can show you an example. Not sure if you can see them. Again, it's just something that bothers me, but there's some adhesive lines when just laying it down. I was laying it down just this corner and just barely babying it down without this even touching. It was just lifted, and I was just kind of smoothing it down. Doing that was leaving adhesive lines in the wrap. But again, you really can only see them if you're just really looking for them and you're really up close to it. But I know they're there. You can't tell they're there but I know they're there. So I'm gonna try to figure out a method on how to overcome that problem, basically. If I can get this thing installed, no adhesive lines, then this is gonna be, I mean, close to pretty much a paint job. I'm also practicing doing door jams. If you've been following my Instagram, I have posted some pictures of the actual door jams. I'm sorry, I can't open the door all the way. But I promise you, it is all the way through on that side, all the way down. And it just looks way better than having that whiteness in there. Nice, clean. I'm trying to get this car to look like it's been painted. And I know I'm gonna have to do this part too, and I'm gonna practice on that. Super Gloss HD vinyl from Tech Wrap. But again, I'll do a video once this car is done. It's gonna be a half wrap anyway. So I'm gonna do it half, and then the other side's gonna be another color that I've been wanting for a long time to be done on this Beamer. So that's coming up, and I'm gonna finish it hopefully before it gets too cold, and that way I can start on another wrap project. So yeah guys, I'm in the DFW area. If you like that blue, I'll give you a deal on that blue for a full wrap. Also, the Jetta, that matte green, is gonna be coming off soon. That car is getting sold. I mean, that's another video, I'll explain that later. That army green, that matte green, I got a full brand new roll sitting right over there. I'll do a deal on it. If you're interested in that color, hit me up in the DFW area. Get your car wrapped, guys. I'll do it for you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.